Florida Everglades. It expands over 1.4 million square feet of uninhabited swampland. It is home to more than 600 different species. But deep in these swamps, something else is lurking. The Native Americans call it Stikachalki, meaning tall, hairy man of the forest, but the locals just simply call it the skunk ape.
A skunk ape is a lot like the Bigfoot that people report seeing in the Pacific Northwest, but it's a smaller animal. It's adapted to this environment. And I believe that methane gas may be the cause of the smell that they have. It's like a rotten egg odor.
David Shealy has a long history with the skunk ape and is the nation's top researcher.
When I was 10 years old, just right back over here on the edge of this swamp, I was with my brother. This is when I had my first encounter. My brother saw something in the distance moving across the field, and I couldn't see it. And he had to pick me up where I could see over the grass. And about 100 yards away, there was an animal about 7 feet tall. I don't believe it knew we were there. It kept moving away steadily, and we went the other way.
In 1983, Emma Carroll had a similar encounter with the beast.
We'd been cooped up in the house all day. And my husband and I decided to go to the store, get some Coke. And I remember seeing this here person way off in the distance come out on the road walking. And I thought, who in their right mind would be out walking? And when we started to turn, we was probably 100 foot. I thought he was dressed in black. He was a huge man. And then I seen his legs as he was moving because the wind caught him and I could see the hair. And I looked and then I realized it was all hair. He had no clothes on. He had long hair going to his shoulders, but I know that it was man form. It walked like a man, and I seen it for at least 5 minutes walking in front of me from the distance till I got up to it. It walked, never went down on all fours. It was not an animal. It was, like I said, it was a man with hair, and that's the only way I can describe it.
My name's Bob DeGrosse. I'm the Public Affairs Officer for Big Cypress National Preserve, which is located in the southwest corner of Florida. Is it possible for primates to live in the Everglades? Yeah, that's been proven after Hurricane Andrew. There were a variety of different research facilities that were destroyed, and the monkey populations that they had were inadvertently released. There are certain people who are convinced that they've seen animals such as what we call the skunk ape in this area. My own personal belief is I don't know if the skunk ape exists or not. We've only had one report by a visitor who actually came into the visitor center and said, you know, I just saw a skunk ape and I'd like to fill out a wildlife observation card. And that was a number of years ago. It was probably about 8 years ago. We have no validation that that was an actual sighting or not. We've never seen, as the Park Service, any evidence that this animal exists.
Since his first sighting, David Shealy has spent most of his time researching the monster in hopes of finding more evidence.
Some people that were coming down here to do some research, they saw something near the road, standing by a tree, that appeared to be a skunk ape. Well, they were headed here anyhow, so they came here and we went down right away to where they had seen this. And I was thinking it was a bear, probably going to climb a tree, and decided not to. But when we went to the location, there were tracks, 4-toed tracks on the ground. Definitely wasn't a bear, just like the tracks I find around where I've had sightings. This is a plaster cast, and this is typical of the tracks that you're going to find here in the Everglades. It's approximately 12, 14 inches long. The 4 toes are what define a skunk ape, where a Bigfoot track normally has 5 toes. This animal here was a big one, probably weighed 400 pounds.
Perhaps his best proof came in 1998 when David snapped 27 pictures of an unknown creature.
I had spent 6 months in a blind in a tower stand overlooking a marsh. It was in the evening, the sun was just going down. I heard something splashing in the water. I was kind of dozed off. When I woke up, it was right in front of me, probably 100 yards away. Skunk ape just walking along, right where I thought it would be, right where I had seen it when I was young. And I started taking photographs. I took 27 photographs of that particular animal, and that was a pretty big deal.
Numerous studies have been done to these pictures and all have come back inconclusive. However, in 2000, a woman called the Sarasota Police Department to report a large ape-like creature in her backyard. Impatiently waiting for the police to arrive, she sneaked outside to snap this picture. It is one of the clearest to date. Although recent scientific studies vary, history does support the existence of the skunk ape. Giant apes of prehistoric days, such as Gigantopithecus and Oreopithecus, could be the ancestors of the skunk ape.
These people that say it's a hoax, they haven't been here. There's nobody done any research back here other than myself. So to just call something a hoax with no factual basis behind it, that's wrong.
Well, I don't know if I'm cursed or if I'm lucky. Because if you tell anybody you've seen this thing, they think you're crazy. But how many people would love to see it? So I guess I could count myself one of the lucky ones. I did see it once.
We've never seen, as the Park Service, any evidence that this animal exists. But again, like I say, that's not to say that maybe it does. There's a lot of things out there that we haven't discovered yet.